Once my friend Haribo came to school shitting. He said, what's the matter? What's the matter?
My mum and dad took
The atmosphere. The Michael Rosen.
It's that way you can become
Now, okay. Sid, you need 3 seconds. It's me and murder. You can't be too Inspector. Again. With Arnold. Cooking. All my fast natives.
Hooray!
The Michael Rosen 10K subscriber special collected tales of madness. Fucking around with chemical substances. At school, we were doing a practicum in chemistry class. Our teacher, Miss Acid, turned to me and said, right, Mick, you shall have Donna as your partner. Don't kill her. Do you understand? So I go, okay, don't worry about it. And we each took a lab coat and off we go. So I poured the bright green shit and the orange shit into the jugs and put them onto the table. And Donna said, And I said, That's when my brain starts doing things. You know, murderous mad dog stuff. Because I remember there was a room underneath the school hall where they used to store really dangerous chemicals. I put up my hand. Yes, said Miss Acid. Then I said, I want a wee. Miss Acid said, okay. So I took my backpack and straight away I was down the stairs underneath the school hall into this room. And there they were. Enough dangerous chemicals for me to kill with them. So there I was loading up the backpack until it was full. And then I went back upstairs in a flash. Donna said, did you have a good piece? And I said, it was great. Really fucking lovely. Then I took this jug out of my backpack. Donna said, what's that? So I said, oh yeah, that's lemonade. Come on. Hold your hands under it. That stupid bitch, what does she do? She really does it. And so I start giggling. I rush to pick up the jug, pull back the lever, and the acid poured out onto her hands. There was an awful yelling and crying. There was the noise of Donna dying. So I said, melt off your hands. That does. Stupid bitch. The desert fugal. I'm in the middle of nowhere with my brother and I find my fate in the hands of the last drop of water. So I said, Brian, I want to chug some water. So he goes, well, you can't. This is the last drop of water. We won't get another one. Brian, fuck you. I want to drink. So he goes, look, you can't. So we got dehydrated. It was then I noticed the camel opposite. It was watching me. It said, hello. There was silence. My brother is waiting for me to say something. I'm hoping he'll say something. We're looking at each other. Come on, Brian, says the camel, getting a bit cross. Oh no, the moment I dread when talking. Omnipotent camel appears. In a weedy little voice I say, hi. And he said, is that you, Michael? I shouted out, how'd you know me? And he said, I'm Jabor, the desert god. Been sitting in the desert for 20,000 years. I could kill you with a single thought. And me, I'm standing there all shaky and shuddery. But my brother, what's he doing? He's already running away like mad. So I ran and jumped after my brother. Then, suddenly, Jabor, the desert god, turned into a giant snake. He was taller than me. And I ran. Suddenly, Jabor starts shooting bright green venom. I shouted out, quick, get out of here. I rushed over to the tank. Yeah, look, he says, look, this isn't fair. So now I said, what do you want, you prick? And he said, a great big So he didn't know what to say. Then I said, hi. And he said, you already said that, you fool. And I said, I was only saying. Look, he says, give me all your money and I won't have to send you two to help, okay? Yeah? So I poured the money into the bag. He was very pleased. And gave me and my brother 2 jug things. The only trouble was, they were made of Haribo's granddad. He was a nice man, Haribo's granddad. He had a sheep. Mind you, my gran was sliced too. He gave me a beating, so I gave him a knife. Anyway, The desert god turned into a cannonball again and said to me and my brother, don't crap in public places. And then it disappeared in a flash. And everything was lovely once again. Wonderful. And then we went home and drank until we pissed ourselves. I pushed my lips out to make myself eat. If you see me staring at a white wall, that's what I'm doing. Looking. We had a teacher who was so strict, you weren't allowed in her lessons. She used to stand out the front going, get out of here. There weren't going to be any more educated people. There weren't going to be more poor people. There weren't going to be any more bags of plums. I want to be in Space Jam 2. The Sky Fuckle. The Sky Goodall. The Miss Goodall. The Skittle, the Skittle. You never teleported without safety measures. We spoke to David Hackney. Yeah, my hamster died as well. So everyone said, shh. Mind you. Shh, shh, shh. I was on a bloke to Hull, and this bloke said, get off me! Fucking around with chemical substance. Part 2. We were all crowding round, dead quiet, watching Donna die so you could pour the acid into her mouth. No noise at all, except for the yelling and crying. Then our teacher, Miss Acid, ran to me and said, what are you doing? And I said, experimenting. And she said, I'm going to put you out the class and leave you at the principal's office. Oh no, the moment I dread when I have to go see Mr. Prickly. So there I was, inside the principal's office, and there he was. And I'll tell you, he was not a jolly good fellow. And his face was all prickly. And he looked at me. And he said, if that isn't Mr. Michael Rosen, I think you know what happens now. And he took his hands off, and he ran and jumped on my face. And he starts up rolling his great big hairy balls all over my big face. Oh no, this is horrible. I shouted out, get off me! All prickly. So I start to punch the little shit. Slam! And he fell over. I took the chance and I took this jug thing out of my backpack, tipped it up to pour out the really dangerous chemicals. Another spoonful, anyone? And I poured out the second one. Anyone else? Hard luck, Mr. Prickly. His face was all prickly. Now his face is all gone. Ha! And then I ran and went home. Mum said, did you have a good time? And I said, not really. Me and my teachers didn't have much chemistry.
The rains. In the mountains, it rained. Toothpaste every day, every night. We lay in our tents and listened to the rain. Rain, raining. Uncle Coffee says to me, listen, Michael, how did your shit get in my shit? And he goes up to my brother and he goes, Brian, how did Michael's shit get in my shit? And my brother goes, tell him to cut his fucking cock off. Oh no! I'd say, go fuck yourself. So then we went to the top of the mountains where there was an old chocolate cake tree. Yeah, there it is! A little sort of sticky bit on there. And then I noticed on the side of the tree, Uncle Pickle and Uncle Cucumber with rubber ducks. Uncle Cucumber says to me, listen, Michael. I didn't understand. He shows me a little rubber duck. He shows me a tiny cardboard chocolate cake he's made. Uncle Coffee says to me, listen, Michael, how did your shit get in my shit? Sorry, I said, I didn't mean to, honest.
He'd wink one eye, then wink the other eye.
Oh. There's Uncle Mozza Bry and Uncle Tomato flying round the mountains. And we go for walks on a green hill far away and listened to the rain. Our feet wrinkled. My father got up in the night and shoved a torch into the trees. It felt like the earth filled up with flames. It was hot. We walked in the dark while the fire went on and on. The flames lit up our faces. The fire rolled round the mountains. I thought there could be waves of fire and we would be cooked. When I woke up, the flames had stopped. There was no fire. There were no trees. The wall of the tent was so cooked that I poked a hole straight through it. And then I noticed Dad was standing right there. I'd say, "For fuck's sake, what have you done now?" Then my dad would say, "I didn't mean to burn down the forest." Or perhaps I did.
Kaboom, 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 kaboom. CaptainPlums.